Hello, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of our series Power People, which profiles the who's of the music business and entertainment industry. And today, on this very special episode, we have with us Shoven Shah, founder, CEO of TribeVibe Entertainment. We welcome you here today.
Hi, Ojasvi, how are you?
So, Shoven, what was your initial vision and how has it evolved with the changing landscape? Basically, tell us about the journey.
So, with regards to TribeVibe, we started the company back in 2019,
Yeah.
sometime in June, July.
Mhm.
Our vision for TribeVibe was very clear. We wanted to be in the space of college students and college festivals.
Mm,
Everything
mm,
to do around youth and Gen Z was the focus.
mm,
Um, me earlier also was very involved in all the college events, but the agenda was to scale this up drastically.
mhm,
So within the first 6 to 8 months, this was just before COVID shut down everything.
mm,
We scaled up from about 100 shows to about 500 odd shows in that particular 6 months, and we reached out to about 1.5 million people on ground. And this space was very unorganized, and back then we thought this was the right place to be. Try and
mhm,
organize it a little better and reach out to the students and give them an experience which they've not been able to get back then. So that
mhm,
was the initial thought of and vision of TribeVibe. To now, we are now operating on a much larger scale, and
mhm.
everything in Book My Show related to Indian artists, and be it the bookings or be it the touring or be it the live entertainment within India with Indian artists is what TribeVibe is producing at the moment.
Hmm. So, since start only you were in the entertainment and event industry?
No, I had a different background. I've
Okay.
studied finance and I was into real estate. And but in
Oh,
2013, I started a festival called EVC in Ambi Valley, in Chatted
yeah.
Valley Carnival. So that
Mhm,
was my festival. In 2015, we got Universal on board as a
mhm.
50% partner. We
Yeah.
got them as a joint partner, and we operated that festival for 5 years till Ambi Valley actually shut down in 2017, and we had to get the event in Mumbai.
Okay.
So
That was
that
your
is how I
first
started my
festival.
entertainment journey.
Oh, wow.
That was my first
That's
festival.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as a Book My Show enterprise, how does TribeVibe leverage its present company's resources to innovate and expand its reach?
Uh, if you're asking me how TribeWare benefits from Book My Show, of course, there are a lot of benefits of being a Book My Show
Mhm.
company.
Okay.
Uh, Book My Show's vision from the time we started TribeWire was to
Mm,
grow and be in the entertainment space. So they're
mhm,
constantly doing more and more things.
mm.
Uh, there are a couple of things which we've benefited from Book My Show is before I was with Book My Show, I did not understand the importance of data.
Yeah.
Uh, Now being a Book My Show company, we have a access. I mean, every event which happens and listed on Book My Show has access to their
Mm,
data science. But sitting in the office and being part of a Book My Show company, we know a lot more about consumers. When we take events live, we know the buying pattern. We know what we get. We get the data from them, which helps us to price our tickets. We know when to sell the tickets at what price. Uh,
mm,
so all of that information is very crucial for us to kind of get more revenues, and understand if the business is feasible or not feasible before we take it live. So
mm.
the importance of data is incredible, being a BookMyShow company. And secondly, BookMyShow has grown a lot from 2019 to now.
Yeah.
They just produced Coldplay. They're doing much more. They're doing Lollapalooza as well in March.
Mhm.
So they keep growing and they keep doing larger events. And all the bookings of Indian artists which happen in all of these IPs are done by TribeVibe. So it gives us access to the larger events that happen over here. It gives us access to the teams which are available for us in
Mhm.
order to help us to expand and grow. So I
Mhm.
mean there are a lot of benefits, and as Book My Show keeps growing, TribeVibe will also keep growing with that.
Hmm. That's great, Chauvin. So, with with Vibin's massive success, what does it take to create a festival that truly resonates with you, as you said, for the college students and Gen Zs and millennial audiences? So, what is the strategy behind this?
So we started Vibin Festival, which was actually our first IP we own
Yeah.
and the only IP we actually own in
Hmm.
TribeVibe. This was
Hmm.
about 18 or 20 months back. Uh,
Yeah.
we wanted, I mean, how we operate in college festivals is we don't own the IP. We produce the
Mhm.
events of the existing college IPs. We
Okay.
wanted to have our own IP which we own, and we decide the artist, we decide the production, we decide the city. So that was the thought of starting the festival. We did 5 shows in the first 3 months, 5 festivals in the first 3 months, and we took a festival experience to a city which had never seen a festival. For example, one of the 5 cities was Kota. Kota as a
Mhm.
city has a lot of students, but they have not seen a large music festival. We had back then we had King, Anuj Jain.
Mhm.
These artists are now not even performed in Kota ever. So
Mhm.
we got uh, a festival experience to a smaller city where there was lack of festival experience,
Mhm.
and we made the ticket prices very affordable. So the ticket prices were between 500 and 1,000 rupees. Normally the ticket prices for events are between 3 and 4,000 bucks. So
Mhm.
a lot of students who could not afford to go to a music festival or not listen to their favorite artist had the
Mhm.
chance to experience that at one fourth of the price.
Mhm.
So that IP worked really well for us. We want to scale this IP up in the next financial year. So
Mhm.
we are focusing a lot on that at the moment.
So what all IPs you look after at present?
So that's the only IP we own.
Okay.
We produce a lot of tours. So
Produce.
we produce the
Okay.
Veda tour, we produce the Pratik Kuwar tour. We are doing a lot of other tours as well.
Mhm.
We don't own the IP. We are just doing music tours. Vibin is the only IP that we own at the moment,
Mhm.
and we
Okay.
do a lot of branded work. So there is an IP called McDowell's Yari Jam, which is owned by
Yeah, yeah,
McDowell's,
yeah.
but
I know that.
we
Yeah.
produce that. Then
Mhm.
we created an IP for American Pride, which was called American Pride Music Festival. So we are curating IPs for, but more for brands.
Mhm. That's great. So TribeVibe has, played a key role in taking live entertainment to metro cities, basically. So what challenges and opportunities do you see in expanding to, tier one and tier two markets in this time?
Uh, as TribeVibe, our major advantage is that we operate in almost 80 cities.
Okay.
Uh, Historically, events used to happen only in the top 3 or 4 cities: Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore. Now, because people are consuming more and more music, they are going to more events. Maybe the other cities have started picking up, like Pune, Kolkata, Hyderabad,
Mhm.
Chandigarh. A lot of these cities are seeing big artists come and perform, like Diljit, Arijit, etc.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Correct. But being a event company,
Mm.
our college business operates in more than 70 to 80 cities. So,
Okay.
yeah, we are present over there. I mean, it's a very big advantage for a number of people. For a consumer, again, these smaller cities don't have artists performing. So
Mm.
they don't get to listen to their favorite artist. They have to travel to another city to listen to it, which is not feasible. And
Mm.
for us, it helps us to get more scale. And
Mm.
the biggest advantage is both to the artist as well for the brand, because for an artist, again, they've never performed in more than 10 or 15 cities. Now
Mm.
suddenly the artists are performing in tier 2, tier 3 cities. Their music
Yeah.
is reaching out to more people,
Mm.
and also it's a big advantage to a brand because the
Exactly.
brand is able to reach out to more consumers in remote places. Earlier, they used to sponsor an event and only reach out to 3 or 4 cities. Now we're able to take the brand to more than 50, 60
Mm.
cities. So for them, we become like a one-stop solution.
So them. I also know that you are right that they used to, be performing the tours, major tours was performing in the only big cities, not
Correct.
only Guwahati,
Correct.
Guwahati and stuff like that. Many cities they have performed this time, so it's a
Correct.
very good growth in the event market industry. So
Correct.
as
So
you
we
know
have a
that,
show in Guwahati with Anup Jain and Zayden in
oh
the next
wow,
month. We just
hmm,
finished the Pratik Tour, which also had Guwahati as a city.
okay,
So Guwahati has not seen shows of more than 5, 6,000 people.
exactly.
Uh, yeah, and I'm talking about ticketed shows, and
Hmm.
all these shows have been sold out. Like
Hmm, that's true.
no, some cities, like big cities, are not selling out shows, but Guwahati was completely sold out. So there is a demand for events
Hmm.
in those cities.
Hmm. So, what is the creative process? I'm saying the revenue model and the ticketing pricing. What are strategies you try to innovate in the tri-vibe entertainment industry?
Like we produce events end to end. So right from
Okay.
booking the artist to deciding the ticket prices to the scaling to the layouts to the stage
Okay.
designs to production on ground,
Mm-hmm.
the consumer experience, entry management, everything is done by us. We
Mm-hmm.
usually don't outsource any work unless we
Mm-hmm.
are overburdened with work. So
Okay.
we take, I mean, the teams, we have everything in house is what I can tell you. Like we do everything from scratch.
Oh wow, that's great. So, as you know, that the live entertainment and event industry is constantly evolving, and it's a very healthy situation in this time for us. for the event industry. So, what trends do you foresee shaping the future of music and comedy events in India?
I think for the next couple of years, both these sectors, I mean, the entertainment space is, I think, going to be growing at a much larger level.
Mhm.
Both music and comedy is growing parallelly. Lot of music content is coming out. Lot of regional music is coming out. Regional content is getting consumed. Um Lot of shows are happening down south as well, which were not happening in the past. Comedy as a genre has evolved a lot. I don't think I used to hear too much of comedy content online. Now you see so
Mm.
much of online comedy content. Earlier, there were literally five or six comedians who were present and doing shows. Now I think there are more than 100 comedians at least who are touring India. And
Yeah.
they're selling tickets and selling auditoriums and selling stadiums. We just did a stadium show in NSCI Dome, two stadium shows in one day with Veer Das, and that got
Mhm.
sold out in a couple of minutes. So the audience has grown a lot, especially in the comedy space.
Hmm. So Sunburn Arena has brought, global icons like Martin Garrix, DJ Snake to India. How do you secure such high-profile collaborations? I mean, what's next for TribeVibe in the global music space, global market, international markets?
So Sunburn is not part of TribeVibe. Sunburn is part of Book My Show.
Yeah.
The all the electronic music within Book My Show is done by Sunburn. So I can't
Mm-hmm.
really comment much, but I
Mm-hmm.
work a lot with Sunburn. We work very closely with them. We work like with Karan. I work very closely. He's a good friend. Uh, they have an IP called Sunburn Campus,
Okay.
which is there in the. So how Sunburn format works is Sunburn has a Goa, which is their main event. Then they have arenas which are happening at other cities which are with larger artists, and they have a IP called Sunburn Campus. So we exclusively produce all the Sunburn Campus events, and we do about
Okay.
100 200 Sunburn campuses in a year with electronic artists. So that's our
Wow.
contribution and collaboration with Sunburn. Apart from that, those guys have been in the scene for I think for 17 years now. They know what works, what doesn't work, which artists will. I think literally the top 20 artists which tour in India are with Sunburn. So
Yeah.
they are growing at a very fast pace.
Hmm. So, Shovan, how do you curate such diverse event experiences from, as you said, college shows to comedy specials and music festival as well? So, while ensuring each retains its unique appeal, how do you manage to do that
I mean,
uniqueness?
while a lot of things are common in all of these events,
Hmm.
the consumer expectations and are a little different for everything. For example, if you go for a comedy event, they
Hmm.
usually happens in auditorium. There is not too much of production in that. They just want good entry management, good experience to sit down, good food curation. They just want a good sound system. But when you go for a larger format event like a music event or like a big festival, right from the stage designs to the whole technical aspect of it to the whole curation to the SFX now, which plays a very big part of every event. So much of money is being put in the
Hmm.
stage designs and technical. So that has become the whole part of the entire journey and experience now. So I mean, it completely depends. Every event has a different scale, and
Hmm.
every event has a different experience.
Hmm. So, how do you think about the things like this? The brands are using music festivals in today's time to promote their own brand.
Right.
Like on Diljit Dosanjh also, the brand, they asked him to, showcase their products on the festival. So, what's your
Yeah.
take on this? Brand marketing and on
So
music
brands,
festivals.
the typical sponsorship model doesn't exist too much now,
Hmm.
unless you're a liquor
Oh.
brand, because the
Hmm.
only thing which you can consume and taste is liquor. So
Yeah.
apart from any other brand, uh, they are not really happy with just the logo which goes up on creatives or the basic stuff which happens on social media. Everyone wants to engage with consumers and they want to engage with artists.
Hmm.
So they're using this as a platform because there are 20,000 people at the event who bought tickets and come, and there's also an artist who's performing. So if the brand can leverage both of this, is when they get a larger ROI for their investments they are doing. So now
Hmm.
brand experiences and brand collaborations with artists and consumers has become a very common partnership with promoters. It is part of every
Hmm.
sponsorship.
Hmm. So, what's your personally long-term vision for TribeVibe, and how do you plan to push boundaries in India's entertainment industry in the coming, I say 5 years?
We don't think 5 years, but I plan for that at least for the next 2 years. I think
Yeah.
We as a company have grown a lot. We grow three times every year in terms of our revenues.
Hmm.
But our focus is going to be a lot on college, which
Hmm.
is our core business. We'll keep growing that at a very rapid pace. We've reached to about 600, 700 shows which we do in a year in colleges. That's the max we can
Hmm.
actually do now.
Hmm.
And we are going to be focusing a lot on comedy this
Hmm.
year and in the year to come. And we'll be focusing more on the larger events because as TribeVibe, we were more involved in tours, but we've not focused much too much larger events. So we are looking at creating a festival this year, a larger festival which we can own. And we are also going to be focusing more on regional music and artists.
Hmm. So
I
how do
think
you
that has a
see?
very big potential
Yeah.
currently in the market.
Mm-hmm. So how do you see, live entertainment space in next 2, 3 years or 5 years from your vision?
I think the next 2, 3 years is going to be very big for live
Hmm.
entertainment. I don't know about 5 or 6 years, but uh, now going out for events has become very common.
Yeah.
Earlier, people used to go out probably once in a year, and
Mm-hmm.
people used to only travel abroad to go listen to the artists. Now,
Mm-hmm.
people are traveling within the city, in the city,
Within
or within India to go and listen to the favorite artists. So this has become a culture now, and this is only going to grow. The younger audiences made this a habit. I think they probably earlier people used to go once or twice in a year. Now people are, I think, going on an average about 7, 8 times in a year.
Hmm.
So that is growing, and I think for the next couple of years, it's going to keep growing at a very rapid pace.
So as you said that the people travel from city to city for events and festivals. So I have seen that the prices of the tickets also vary city to city.
Correct,
है
correct,
ना? So
correct.
any strategies or what all goes behind that thing? कि लोग
So every city has a different pricing. The metro
हाँ.
cities usually have more higher ticket prices. The non-metro have a lower ticket price because the spending power is very different.
Hmm.
Uh, certain cities have more students, certain cities have more older audiences.
Yeah.
So the cost of doing an event in a metro city is also sometimes higher than doing it in a smaller city because
Yeah.
you're operating at a much larger scale. So
Mhm.
your ticket prices are not going to be same for every city, but the average spending of a
Mhm.
audience is also increasing in the smaller cities. Like there is not
Mhm.
too much of a gap between Mumbai and Pune, if you ask me now. The
Yeah,
ticket price
exactly.
between Mumbai and Pune is
Hmm.
earlier was probably 50% different, now it is about 20% different. So
Hmm.
that gap is also reducing.
Hmm. That's true. That's true. So, what are the upcoming collaborations and events lined up for TribeVibe?
As I said, we are focusing more on festive events and cultural events. We've announced a couple of shows with Aditya Gadvi in Gujarat.
Wow.
We are doing a show in Ahmedabad and Surat. We are
Hmm.
just wrapping up our season for this March. We have a lot of shows lined up. We are doing shows with Thaikodim Bridge as well.
Okay.
We are doing shows with Anuj Jain and Zayden. We have
Hmm.
shows with Veer Das lined up. We have shows with other comedians as well. And
Hmm.
next year, I mean, I'm not going to be giving out too many names, but we have an entire calendar block for the whole year.
Okay. So
So,
the
so
year looks bright here.
yeah, we have already planned our calendar for the next year. So now
Hmm.
it's just about getting the right time to announce and getting some brands on board.
Hmm. So, any advice you would like to give the budding entrepreneurs? I would say that to enter the event industry. Any advice by
I mean,
Shogun?
it's a right space to enter, but the business is not so easy. It's very difficult. It looks very good on the outside that people think that every event promoter is making a lot of money. It is
Hmm.
not. If you go wrong, then you end up losing a lot of money as well. There's a lot
Hmm.
of risk. There's a lot of uncertainty. So if you are not someone who is very passionate or who is not someone who can take as an appetite for risk, this is not the
Hmm.
place to be.
Yeah,
It's a
that's true.
lot of hard work and it's a lot of risk. So you need to have both these qualities and you need to have a longer vision. Nothing
Hmm.
happens in one event. So if you have a 5, 10 year long vision, then this is the space to be and this is the right time to be in it.
Hmm. So thank you so much, Shovan, for your time. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. And have
Thank
a
you.
great year, I would say.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you.
Thank you.